and welcome, my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your timeless soulmate contract read. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. You can call me Mal. Hey, my Leonines, how are you? Any Lyrian starseeds watching? Hi from home. Hope you are all doing well. Yeah, Leo rising here, trying to keep myself out of these readings, but to no avail. I'm too much anchored in fifth dimensional unity consciousness to not see the holographic reality that all is one, which is, I think, a good point for these soul contract reads. But before we even touch that, let's just talk a little bit here, right? We're going to do a 16 card spread here, looking at a particular soul contract, a soulmate contract, different than twin flame. The very first thing in the description box is a video I did a bunch of days ago, a preface to these very readings, defining soulmate and twin flame, or at least soulmate in this one. How I define it, based on the work of Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher, Hay House author. His YouTube channel has been extremely helpful for me over the years. He put out a video in 2018 called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames, and Soulmates Redefined. You might want to check it out. If not, I pretty much synopsized some of it in a bunch of videos, actually. Some live streams that I did here last year on the subject and how important soulmate contracts are, that you certainly have more than one. And they're not all romantic sexual, right? My mother and I have a soulmate contract. We help each other heal. That's the foundation of the contract. Everything else is based upon that. Twin flame, you teach each other how to heal yourselves. Think about that. Learning how to give yourself the love that they can't give you, no matter how much you want them to. It doesn't mean they don't love you, but yeah, my father was a twin flame. So in that context, right, we're going to look at your romantic soulmate contract, the one that really everybody's yearning for. And, you know, maybe part of that is just lonely. Maybe part of that is codependent patterning from the past. But underneath all of that, there is a call that I think we are all feeling, particularly if you're drawn to my channel, that it's part of your purpose. It's part of what you came in to do in this life, and it was scripted before you ever incarnated, right? With this other soul, in order to really heal those romantic wounds that we've carried from lifetime to lifetime with these particular eternal beings called souls. You're one of them, I'm one of them, right? So that we can heal. And as we heal, the larger planetary part of it is there's more love on the planet, anchored into physical form. Because we know, I mean, as toxic as family relationships can be, is there anything more toxic than a romantic relationship out of balance? No, right? You usually don't key the cars of your family, right? But yeah, I've seen some crazy shit in my career and in my personal life. So let's get up in this gig. You don't have to figure out which side you are unless you do. I'm putting the Leo over here. I'm putting the soulmate partner over here. And in the center is what's called the state of the contract. It is a contract you agreed to, otherwise you wouldn't be in it. You know, you didn't do it once you were down here. This is all pre-incarnational stuff to help your soul grow and heal and develop and help transform planet Earth. Some people call that the anchoring of heaven into earth, or heaven on earth, or the New Jerusalem. I call it the New Elysia, the Elysian fields manifested here, right? The summer lands in physical form where there is no death, but just bodies that we step in and out of as needed. And believe it or not, your sex life is part of that. Isn't that odd? Not for Leos, it's not. So let's get up in this gig. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the guidance and grace that I can from my pantheons of the divine, to which I start every day with prayer and I end every day with prayer, and about a billion times in between, just so that I stay in alignment to give you the best that I got and the best that they got for the best that you got. Cool? Let's do this. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype deck. 3 of those, 1 for you, 1 for them, 1 for the contract itself, and we'll build off of that. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, I'm sort of done with saying the general reading. Because you don't know that by now, right? But the other thing is like still, I watch other readers on YouTube. It's like, why do people thumbs down a YouTube reader? It's a general read, right? That's either the immaturity of it's not my read and I don't like it and it's not my read, or it is my read but I don't want to look at that and I'm angry at the reader, or I'm so tired of seeing the same person that I'm trying to get rid of in my life. Can you please bring me somebody else to talk about? And that's valid, but don't thumbs down, thumbs up. Even if it doesn't resonate, I don't care what you do on my channel, but with other readers at least, thumbs up. These people are working hard. I should know. I was up at 6 a.m. I got a client today, so I'm trying to get these done in a proper, healthy way, right? Enough exposition. Breathe. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of soulmate contract law, and the higher selves of all involved, a fifth dimension above, eighth chakra and above. Please, speaking of eighth chakra, give me the eighth chakra dynamic, the soul center, the star center, the GPS Google Maps point of view of what's going on in this Leo collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for the Leo here. What's going on? What's the dominant archetype? You guys already know what these are. They're in the title. I don't know yet. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. Who's the partner here? These may flip-flop. You know, you got to think what resonates, leave what doesn't. Right? And depending on the archetypes, you might share some archetypes here too. And the eighth chakra of the contract, the state of the contract itself. Let's see who we got. Oh, this virgin archetype keeps popping up. This is the third time it's popped up out of, what, 5 readings. So let's start with supposedly you, the gossip archetype, creative family archetype, right? The partner is the monk nun, the divine family archetype. It's not what you think. None of these archetypes are usually what you think. And the state of the contract is the virgin, which is actually rather beautiful. Yes, I am a Virgo, but that doesn't mean I don't get my stuff touched when needed. The shadow attribute is the toxic stuff that you need to heal on your end. Again, you could be this monk nun over here, so don't come for me. I got weapon jewelry on. But the shadow is the lead, right? That you want to heal into the gold, the shadow you want to bring into the light. What happens when you bring a shadow into light? It ceases to exist. So this is through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. You're helping each other heal. You heal your stuff, they will heal their stuff, and vice versa, which means you don't even have to know who this person is really, but you can get your part of it. The more you heal you and become the love that you truly are, because it's unity consciousness. We're not separate from anybody. There is but one life, and we share it with the divine, right? There's only one of us here, appearing to be in a billion different forms. It's including trees and animals and maybe even minerals. So creative family archetype of the gossip, the shadow attribute, thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information and betraying confidences, which I'm under blood vows of confidentiality in my life with everybody. Unless people say, oh, no, this isn't confidential, but I will always ask, is this a confidential conversation so that my boundaries are clear? And I still have my degree cords from when I was a high priest and an elder. My vows are woven into this puppy here. So the light attribute awakens consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. Now, I will say some of the best counselors, therapists, and readers I've ever known have had the gossip archetype in the light. They just like pull the truth out of people. It's like they point their listening at you, and out of you comes out the information. But honoring trust here. Now, look, everybody gossips, right? You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, right? Eau de toilette, cologne, perfume. What level of strength, what level of power is it in you? And, you know, celebrity gossip and TMZ and all that stuff, that's free game. But when it comes to soul stuff, when it comes to true love, how can it be true love unless there's an honoring of trust? The monk nun, which I can relate to, I have this for a season. It comes and goes in my life. I live alone. I wear my bathrobe. It's Emporio Armani, mind you. I love that bathrobe, right? With my degree cords, I pray all day long, because since we've been in lockdown, I'm no longer in lockdown, and I got my shot in the arm, I'll be fine. But, you know, it is that thing of prayer. I'm a mystic, so I can really relate to this. So even if I was watching this reading, I'd say, no, I don't gossip. Like, that's not in me. This is me. So again, maybe it's a flip-flop here. But the shadow attribute, negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. Okay, I'll claim that here and there, particularly with men. I'm just like, ugh, stay away from me. Let's just stay away from me. You are so toxic. Lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions need not apply. Check with a counselor before you meet up with me, all right? Make sure that your shit's in order. The light attribute, which is magnificent, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So this is somebody who is really in their 8th chakra, coming into some sort of spiritual awakening or new level of it if they're already on their path that way, where they really have a devotion to at least the divine, right? And therefore would certainly honor a contract if they really got that this was something inside of them that was written in, that's part of their divine plan, the ineffable divine plan that we can't screw up no matter how hard we try, even when we think we're screwing up the divine plan. That's part of the divine plan, right? Watch Good Omens. Well, read the book. I always say watch the movie or whatever first, then read the book. You're less disappointed. But there's a season 2 of Good Omens coming because apparently Gaiman and Pratchett had talked about it, but he died before they could put stuff on paper. So I'm so psyched. They just got greenlit for that. Yeah, what do you think I do when I'm not reading? Like, watch the McNeil Lehrer Hour? Does that still exist? I don't know. The Virgin archetype. This is like both of you here. So if somebody's a Virgo, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I am. This looks like I might be in this reading. But the shadow attribute of the Virgin is very similar to this monk nun, except it's the feminine family of archetypes. There are 9 families, right? The survival, the masculine, the feminine, the divine, the wisdom, the healing, the creativity, the action, and the wild card family. I named all 9 without having to check. So I'm going to read this. Fear of intimate union. Well, what's the shadow here of the monk nun? Negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety. Piety, the sacred, the grace of the 2nd chakra. Check out my book, Words of Grace, broken up into chakra chapters, right? Grace of piety and the grace of mercy are dominant in the 2nd chakra. They honor one another, the sacred truth. So, you know, I get the shadow of this. Gee, has someone been hurt in a romantic sexual relationship before? Who hasn't, right? That's what twin flames are. This is soulmate, the light attribute, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and soul. And this is literally, I'm looking at the art. I only write down the archetypes for these because it's too many cards to write all that down. But we have got the Virgin showing up 3 times out of 5. We've got it in the Virgo. It was on this side. We've got it, we've got it in the Aries, because it's the Virgin. On the Aries reading, it was on this side, in the partner. In the Taurus, it was on this side of the Taurus. So, you know, check those signs. If you're dealing with those people, those suns, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, if you're aware of it, there might be some extra info there for you. But maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. And then here with this monk nun, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. This is definitely in a place, I won't say of stasis, but one where you're both really connecting with the eternal purity that you are before you ever set foot on this planet, right? Immortal, guiltless, sinless, birthless, deathless child of the divine. Of course, in Miracles says Son of God. That's a little gendery for me personally, but, you know, it was written in 1970 something. All right, let's start building upon this. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, right? These are all 8th chakra. Your 8th chakra, their 8th chakra. The contract's current state, 8th chakra. This will be the heart, throat, third eye, crown, the interior world, the feminine energy for each of you, just to kind of get the psychological dynamic, right? The emotional, willpower, choice, decision, right? Mental and spiritual here. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my goddesses of fire and the sign of Leo to please clarify these archetypal 8th chakra energies, what's going on in this Leo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soul mate, contract, timeless whenever they watch it. Please, internal, dynamic, heart, throat, third eye, crown. What's going on with this gossip over here? What's going on inside this monk nun over here? And state of the contract. What's going on? Like, what's the mutual heart, throat, third eye, crown in this Virgin contract? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Okay. We are up for a little bit of an adventure here with that. We'll get there. So, you know, if you're the Leo, if this is you, the gossip, then there is emotional balance. The 6 of Cups and Daughters of the Moon is gorgeous. It's called compassion, and that's giving yourself compassion, letting your cup fill and then give of the overflow. That's why it's at the the shoreline there of the ocean or whatever, that ebb and flow. I'm going to fill up my cup and then I'm going to share it, so that you don't burn out or become resentful by being over compassionate to others and leaving yourself out of this. This is certainly a card of emotional balance. If I really go with the energy here, this is like, you're good. You're good, or they're good, if this is them. Really honoring the trust in something inside of you, and maybe not so chatty about it. Maybe you have pulled back here. Awakens the consideration for the feelings of others, so there's probably an empathic... How could there not be an empathic bond for at least one person in a soulmate contract, particularly if you identify with the divine feminine? I do. So this do make sense. But what's great is what's going on here. The monk nun has the card of celebration. This is the judgment card where things are revealed. And I'll show you what I mean. I do this every time with this card. Because if you look at it just at first glance, it's women, like at woman gathering. I'm not allowed to go because I have the Y chromosome this life. They would love me though. I love women. I love them too much to have sex with them. What's that about? Virgin archetype, said Mark. So circle dancing, right? Around a central point, in the mountains, in the woods, whatever. But if you really look, all right, I'm getting up and doing this for you. They're standing on the belly of the Great Mother, right? Do you see it? The breasts in the foreground, pubic mound, thighs, all of that. And they're dancing around her navel. In other words, something is revealed to this person through their spiritual practice. Like I said, this could be you. This could be them, but with that monk nun, there's some kind of spiritual revelation going on inside of them. Excuse me. I haven't been coughing that much, so I'm going to let that one go by, but usually this indicates the cards that I'm holding. Someone needs to talk. Throat chakra, right? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. That there might very well be an inspiration, a truth that has come down into them. Right, from the 8th, right, from this monk nun, through their spiritual practice or prayer or however that, yoga, you can have a spontaneous realization during yoga. Things come into alignment, right, hits that third eye, chew on it, chew it, hitting them in the heart, right? Somebody needs to communicate this, but it feels like they may still be integrating some internal revelation that definitely has a psychological feel to it on this card. And I'll explain why. Because the state of the contract is the Virgin, but with the 5 of Pentacles, earthquake. And you know, I don't get the left out in the cold vibe on this deck, this card in this deck ever. It's earthquake. Now, I'm an earth sign. I'm a Virgo, 4 planets, 2nd house, Virgo, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is I do know enough about earth science and geology to understand that earthquakes don't last very long, but the amount of change they make is huge. Right, even a this is hypothetical, I don't know if this has ever happened, but a 3-second earthquake at a very high Richter scale is lethal, right? It takes down everything, changes everything. So this is sort of like the minor arcana version of the Tower for me, and if really symbolic purity can be maintained here, it is going to kind of shift all of the impurities, right? All of the fear of intimate union. This could definitely be a Kundalini experience, a Tantra. You can have a Tantric experience without somebody else there. That's the point. Tantra means weaving. Yoga means union. Tantra means weaving. So it's as you get into alignment. I do yoga every day, and I'm a dancer. We're the dancers. Thank you, Justin Timberlake. Woo, nice to see him again, right? So this is being shook up, and it's shaking up both of you. Now, I will say, this side of it has got the emotional balance, but this one's having the spiritual revelation. Do you see how the unity of it is? It's like, the more you really stay emotionally balanced, and that doesn't mean you're not allowed to be angry or sad or depressed or whatever. It's just you're giving yourself that compassion and maybe talking about it in a safe, boundaried, confidential way, honoring your trust there. And for them, this revelation inside of them, I mean, if you put the Judgment and, let's say, the minor arcana version of the Tower together, it is a bolt of enlightenment, almost really like the Tower, but it's really affecting the physical aspect of this, but inside each of you. Yeah, I mean, you may not be in communication. Maybe there is. Maybe you've left each other out in the cold because of past experiences. But I gotta say, this feels like, how could that be there unless you've known each other and danced together before? Let's find out. Mythic Tarot. This will be the root sacrum solar plexus aspect of this. Some aspect of the physical world, either you from the outside looking in or you from the inside looking out at some aspect of the physical. Please take a nice deep breath. No, this feels good. All right. My back just cracked. So please, my gods of fire in the sign of Leo, Aries, and Apollo, please. Your prophecy, your vision, your intention, please. 3 cards in clarity for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading in their happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic soulmate contracts in process. Even if they are like not communicating, that is going to change fast because they've both really come back in touch with the truth of who they are. The gossip here in the emotional way, emotionally balanced. The monk nun here definitely in a revelatory way. Like even the judgment card, that's Judgment Day, which takes place in what? The Book of Revelations. John of Patmos, the Revelator, who's apparently tripping his bag off on mushrooms on Patmos. It's what the monks have told me. I actually have worked with monks, the Ishaya monks, lovely order. Check them out. Maharishi Sadashiva Ishaya's people. So please show me what's going on here with this gossip on the outer, with the 6 of cups on the inner. This monk nun archetype here with celebration. Like this definitely is a card of, oh my god, it was all worth it. Oh, it all makes sense. Something is revealed here within this monk nun archetype. What that look like on the outside. And the state of the contract, the virgin archetype, maintaining that symbolic purity, right? It doesn't mean you have to like scrub yourself down and only drink water and only breathe air. Well, only breathe air. What else you got? Well, it's legal in New York now. What does this look like on the outside, please, with that 5 of Pentacles on the inner? That's 2 cards. And I know there are 2 gods there, but just one, please. What does this look like? State of the contract. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Okay. So the gossip archetype, if this is you, right? Lovely back and forth, that compassion. Extending compassion to this person, understanding that they, they are where they are, and blessing them with love, but also filling up your own cup. Well, the Ace of Swords, a new truth comes in. Now, I gotta say, because this is a general read, and this is why I like doing private readings, this could be them sending the truth to you from the outside looking in, right? It seems like they're having some kind of revelation, and when you see what their card is, this will make sense. Or this could be you really getting a piece of truth and, of course, a seed of communication. Somebody reaches out. I just can't tell you in a general read who reaches out to who. Not like this, but we'll keep going. They've got the monk nun, revelation on the inner, and 9 of cups on the outer. Yes, they are becoming emotionally independent. Let's not always go for wish fulfillment on that, although that is in here. This person is just like the 9 of Pentacles, is sort of that physical independent. This is sort of like emotionally independent, but if I look at the card, this is Eros and Psyche. All of the Suit of Cups in the Mythic Tarot is the myth of Eros and Psyche, a true love story, if ever there was one, in which she had to go through for him, what the Divine Feminine had to go through, not just to be with the Divine Masculine, but to eventually become a goddess. She becomes a goddess in the 10 of Cups. This is certainly their heart's desire. This is certainly, they're looking at you, because really, if I look at the position of the cards, Aphrodite is looking that way, right? Holding up that cup, blessing their union where she had not before. This really feels like they are looking at you. They've had the revelation that, no, you're the one I truly desire. You're the one for me, regardless of what has gone through. Now, I will say that monk nun archetype, whatever pain they had to go through in letting you go before, or just not believing you existed or something like that, drove them further in and higher up, right? Popped them up somehow into that 8th chakra that really activated something within them. Now, to me, the 8th chakra is the realm of the higher self. So perhaps they got a real GPS POV. Pigs are vampires. Thank you, Trixie. I got you. Point of view here. Because here's what's interesting. The state of the contract, right? The Virgin in the 8th chakra, earthquake shaken out. But on the outer, the King of Cups. Now, this is the Cancerian card in this deck. I'm not saying that somebody's necessarily has to be a Cancer. I'm so over all of that zodiac stuff. This is about fourth house dynamic. This is about the home. This is about emotional stability. And this is about emotional maturity. And I can see that here for both of you, particularly on the side of the gossip here. And particularly that they might now have the emotional maturity that they need to really acknowledge, yeah, this is my heart's desire, which is your wish fulfillment, right? What is it? A dream is a wish your heart makes. Screw you, Disney. Oh, the toxicity of Disney romantic movies. Anyway, let's keep looking at this, because definitely this communication is coming in, or at least the truth is communicated. Well, and maybe, well, this is a way to read this. Maybe you find it out because somebody gossips to you something, but I feel like Ace of Swords, it's truth, right? That maybe you hear something through the grapevine, so to speak, about this person, and you extend that compassion to them. Like maybe somebody close to them died. I'm not seeing that here, but, you know, something where you're like, oh, bless you. Or you learn something about them that really triggers your compassion. Something that they may have hidden or you did not know before, but has also now been revealed to them. Remember, as one of you heals, both of you heal. The Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, mentioned him before. The video that just completely revolutionized my definition and experience of twin flame and soulmate. Let's see what your healing mantras are. Now, it doesn't matter who you are in this. You can work all three mantras. It will certainly get the healing done here, regardless if you even know who this person is. Please take a nice deep breath. Crack that back. Here we go. My Ascended Masters of Soulmate, Contract, Law. Please, 3 cards in clarity to clarify what are the perfect healing mantras for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic, soulmate, contract. We've got the gossip in the 8th and the 6 of Cups in the inner. We've got Ace of Swords on the outer here. What's their healing mantra? Not looking yet. We've got for the partner here, the Monk Nun in the 8th. The Judgment card, the Celebration card, the Revelation card in the inner, and 9 of Cups on the outer. If that's one card, I will take it. No, it's 2. Send that one around. That's the one you want. That's the one you get, right? With that 9 of Cups on the outer, definitely. It's not just an attraction. It's a realization. It's a revelation of, oh my God, you are the one. You are the one, and you're the one that I want. You are the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey. Oh, honey, honey. For the state of the contract, we've got the Virgin in the 8th. 5 of Pentacles, Earthquake on the inner, King of Cups on the outer. That feels good and strong, like the two of you want to shack up, love shack, baby, love shack, love baby. That's where it's at. What's their perfect healing mantra there? Thank you so much, my Ascended Masters. And, wow. Well. Here we go. I'll read them as I usually do, but then you got to put them all together. It makes an entire paragraph. So if this is you, my Leo, right? Gossip, emotional balance, 6 of Cups, new truth feels like it's coming in towards you. Allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. Now, I'm not reading from the bookie book on this one. The last card down, the Blessed Bee deck, I'll read from the bookie book for the blessing from the Pantheons. But allowing appreciation. Your key right now to your own healing is just to appreciate where you are. Now, I do recommend the work of Abraham Hicks, Rampage of Appreciation. But just remember, what people do with those teachings can get wicked toxic. The ego can grab a hold of all that law of attraction stuff and suddenly think you're in control of the divine plan. I used to think that way. I don't anymore, right? So the value of my life increases every time I appreciate everything in it. And that's easy if you allow it. Like, just start with something easy to appreciate and try to appreciate your suffering day one. Like my kitties, my 3 boys. I love my 3 little black cats, my 3 witch cats. They're not little, they're mooses. But like each night when I finally am done with my work and I'm sitting on the couch with my blue apron or whatever it is I'm eating, yeah, they're staring at my food. They know they're not getting human food, but it's just the presence of them, and they sit in a triangle around me sometimes, and it's like a moment out of Charmed, right? Phoebe, I'm not the Phoebe, I'm the Piper, right? And witch. So it's really easy to appreciate that. Start there. Start slow, and then the rampage of appreciation, if you're familiar with the work of Abraham Hicks, easy enough to find on YouTube, right? Not just about raising your energy and your vibration, but really increasing the value of your life, because it's not that something's missing for you. Nothing's missing in you. There's nothing wrong here, at least on this side. I don't feel like on that side either. Well, is there ever anything wrong, or is it just stuff on the hero's journey, right? The stuff we have to heal, that we incarnated to heal. So even if it's looking back over your shoulder, it's looking at what you've been through as bringing you to this place of greater truth in the outside world, but certainly more emotional balance and the honoring of trust. Somehow, I do feel like someone's going to gossip to you about this person, and it's probably going to be true. For the monk nun here, your partner, revelation on the inner, judgment card, 9 of cups on the outer, they've got expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice, and that's what tells me that this revelation, they are going to communicate, and I feel like that is this Ace of Swords, external to you. Now, this is Athena, the goddess Athena, with a big old sword in her hand, although her weapon is the spear. They have her here as the Ace of Swords. So a piece of wisdom comes to you. Now, again, this could be somebody gossiping to you about this. I would certainly honor that piece of truth, keep it secret, keep it safe. But they're expressing their power now. Now, it's interesting. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Well, heart, throat, third eye, crown, intuition is creative intuition. It's the alchemical laboratory. It's where the work gets done. So, given a voice, it does feel like this monk, this nun is coming out of the monastery, quote unquote, in some way, shape, or form. Get thee to a nunnery. Get the fuck out the nunnery, right? Get out of there. And speaking up, and it's going to free them. They're becoming empowered, and I feel like it's a high vibe, high voltage revelation that they have, and it's about you, right? I would think the 9 of Cups in the outer, it's about you. Maybe you taught them something by example. And here's the big one. Now, just want to reiterate, fear of intimate union. Here is the shadow, right? 5 of Pentacles. Earthquake inside both of you, probably because of their revelation that they're having. But with this emotional calm, there's great love here. There's no question, but it's a mature love. Well, dissolving judgments. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. You do not have to like what has gone on before. I know. The spiritual ego is like, well, if you don't like something, you're not being spiritual. That's not true. With no matter what the toxicity of the judgment may be, at its core is a nugget of wisdom here. And I think you have both judged each other harshly before, but it's okay. This is a Matt Kahn thing, but they're giving me the image here. A golden nugget of wisdom, right? We're going to talk the language of alchemy, but with a thin veneer of lead on the outside. Now, the ego wants you to like, oh no, don't be judgy. Don't be judgy. Oh no, don't be judgy. But if you can allow yourself, particularly if you're the gossip here, to allow yourself to have that dislike of the situation, right? I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. That could certainly be about an interfering Cancerian in this, somebody standing in the way here, right? You don't have to like what's going on. Be authentic. Be honest. And then you can love your journey. Because oftentimes once that lead veneer of what we call a judgment, and all a judgment is your opinion that something's not in the ineffable divine plan. And how do you know? So as that burns off, that wisdom rises up. And for me, whenever I've had a real harsh judgment about somebody, I'm like, oh, like particularly if it's visceral, it's not that the person is evil, wicked, mean, and nasty. They may be appearing that way, or toxic. Britney Spears in my head now, thanks. But something's off here. Like, that's what's underneath. Something's off here. I don't know that I want to dance with this. I don't like this feeling. That doesn't mean I'm going to run away from the feeling, but it certainly means I'm going to sit with it. And I don't have to like what they're doing in order to love my journey. In other words, whatever has gone on before here, or if there is an interfering third party here, that is something to be aware of, right? Because it does feel like the emotional maturity that you've both garnered here from whatever mishigas the two of you went through, raised by Jewish stepfather, you know, it's understandable that there would still be some judgments in there, but honestly, this feels like it's balancing out really well. So I'll show you what I mean about the three mantras. If we just take the titles to start with, right? Allowing appreciation, dissolving judgments, and expanding inner power. Sounds good. But you put these mantras together, the value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey, and I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. This is very healing, and it's going to heal you, and as a result, heal them and or vice versa. Interesting. Just going to move these up as... Oh, I reversed them for this deck. Usually these go before those, but all right, let's see. The Whispers of Love Oracle, often the party turner of the readings, from Blue Angel Publishing, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. And when I say all involved, I just don't mean the two of you. There might be other people here. I'm just wondering if there's been somebody interfering here, and maybe that's where that gossip is coming from. Well, wouldn't it make sense, right, that there would be somebody in between the two of you that might be relaying information if the two of you aren't talking to each other? But, you know, if you're taking it in as gossip, you're going to keep your emotional balance here and just keep appreciating you, right? You do you. Because I kind of feel like they love you. Well, how could they not? It's a soulmate contract. All right, enough. Breathe. Oh, clairvoyance and clairaudience for fun and profit. Here we go. The higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above. 8th chakra and above only, please. 3 cards in clarity. What are the whispers of love needed in the pieces of information, inspiration, or insight most needed in this Leo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract? We've got the gossip. 6 of Cups on the inner, Ace of Swords on the outer, allowing appreciation, face down, you got it, boom. The partner here, the monk nun in the 8th chakra, celebration, revelation, judgment card on the inner, 9 of Cups on the outer, expanding inner power, what you got for them, a whisper of love, and the state of the contract. The Virgin in the 8th, 5 of Pentacles, earthquake on the inner, King of Cups on the outer, which can play itself out so many different ways, but I'm still getting that vibe of maturity, right? There is a thing of maturity here. The both of you really, really, really love each other, but Cancerian energy there, King of Cups, you're keeping it under the shell, and I get that. Particularly with dissolving judgments. You do not have to like what's gone down here, either side, both sides, right? To love your journey, to love yourself, and even to love this person. So what's their whisper of love there, please, higher selves? Thank you. Let's look-see. Jooksy. Oh, forgot to turn the thingy off my phone down. Sorry. Very not sorry. Well, as much as I said that the communication might be coming from them, well, you got speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including yourself, and I would certainly start there. Oh, and when the gossip comes in, right, when it comes in, honor that trust. Speak lovingly. You do not have to like what is being said. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But it's really important that you act as the first responder to your own emotional body, staying in that emotional thing. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We didn't know that before. There's no way we could have known that. Now is the time in this contract where we were scheduled to know this, and I love you. No matter what is said, no matter what is done, I love you, right? Talk to your heart chakra on that. Stay in emotional balance. Well, and yeah, okay, I hear that too. It's very much that the language of love, it might be coming in to you from this person through a third party. Maybe, and it's going to change everybody's life, right? Right? Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. Just get ready for it. It may come through, well, gossip is unsavory, for sure. Just be careful of that, right? Like, burn away the lead, right? Like this dissolving judgment, like whatever your judgments of it are, really get that there is love here. For the monk, judgment card on the inner, Nine of Cups on the outer, expanding inner power. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life, which is very much like allowing appreciation here. I think that they're choosing love where before they chose fear, and that's why this dissolving judgments thing, they probably ran. But they needed to run. They needed to run. Something happened in their life, it may have had nothing to do with you at all, that drove them into their own interior world and up, right, into God, going into prayer, and a devotion to it, like it's what saved their lives kind of thing. I've been there, like dark night of the soul, right? And for the state of the contract, we got the Virgin in the 8th, 5 of Pentacles on the inner, and that's why this is shook. It feels like this was struck by spiritual lightning. It was all in the timing, though. But King of Cups, emotional maturity, like even if this isn't the third-party gossip here, somebody connecting the two of you, then it is both of you are really being emotionally mature about this. There is compassion and understanding. And by the way, compassion, again, is the key word here. If this is you, the Leo. Dissolving judgments, don't have to like what they did in order to love my journey. But the most important thing here from the higher selves is be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel, and that is mutual. That no more lies, no more pretending, no more holding back of truth going on here. And that's what's going to allow you to say, yeah, I fucking hated that, what we went through, but I love how it healed us. You get that? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. However, you're an immortal soul, so you don't die anyway. So everything makes you stronger. There is no death. Only in this world is there death, right? The truth of who we are is immortal, eternal children of the divine. Son of God, son of goddess, whatever, daughter of goddess, whatever you want to call it. You do you. Let's get some lovers' oracles, because I know people love this deck. Tony Carmine Salerno. Yeah, it's the only Tony Carmine Salerno deck on the table. That's rare. Usually I have one or two on here. Let's see what the Pantheons of Lovers has to say. That's the lovers of all the pantheons, guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, and ancestors. Please breathe. Yeah, something very calming. Please, Pantheons of Lovers. My Pantheons of Lovers here. I need 3 cards. Let's do them picture side up because I don't know the pictures, but I'll see the words. Please. 3 cards in clarity for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I just give them some oracle messages here to bring them some clarity, some guidance, some grace here, and maybe not necessarily figuring out what's going on, but that they can kind of get a little bit more insight into what the soul contract is about for them. This happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic soulmate contract for the Leo here with the gossip. We got that one. For the partner here with the monk nun, we got that one. And for the state of the contract, we've got this one. He cute. All right. Gossip, compassion, Ace of Swords, allowing appreciation, speak the language of love. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself, right? It might be that this little tidbit of gossip that's coming in is really going to have to drive you inside to step back. I think this person's going through, even though, you know, the Tower isn't there, the Death card isn't there, but they're going through some sort of heavy duty spiritual revelation, spiritual transformative process where their devotion, let their devotion be to their higher power, right? Let them get good with God. Never said that before. Get good with Goddess, right? Get into alignment. Step back. You focus on you. It's important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself, and to give yourself the love that only you can give you is only going to help them heal. Boom. For them, they've got the Monk, right? Revelation on the inner, 9 of Cups on the outer. You're their wish fulfillment. I mean, that's annoying, but it's a truth. Focusing on love and expanding their inner power, being their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice. Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges, and I think they get that. Right? Whatever they've been through, whatever the two of you have been through together, there is no question that there is a balance of energies here. Soulmate contracts doesn't mean there ain't never no problems, particularly grammatical ones apparently, but that they are there, scheduled so that the two of you can help each other heal. Now, again, that's not always overt. As you love yourself, you're blessing all hearts in unity consciousness, so to speak, with that love. But this person is coming into balance and seeing on the balance here that yes, this has been a challenging contract so far, but one that is also very supportive of their soul's growth, which I think is something they might not have seen before. Yeah, that's part of the revelation. Oh my God, I can't escape this contract because I agreed to it, and I might as well pedal to the metal. Say the contract, the Virgin, who can't drive, that's harsh. 5 of Pentacles on the inner, King of Cups on the outer. Be authentic to who you are, and that is Kate. It can't be true love if somebody's fronting, right? Dissolving judgments. You don't gotta like what went on in order to love this journey. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. You got a double whammy authenticity thing here. Look at him. Hi. Hey, Sporty Spice. Yeah, he's wearing like a sweatshirt. It's like, dude, you got wings and a sweatshirt. I'm down. It's cute. Getting me a little Topher Grace going on there. I don't know why. So, look, as far as these oracles go, it feels like the healing is still going on. There may not be an immediate confrontation, but my mind keeps being drawn to this Ace of Swords on your side. A truth is coming in. A truth is coming in. And you need to step back. And by all means, don't make any decisions based on guilt, what happened in the past, or what you think you should do. You need to be true to yourself. Even if the other person doesn't like it. Even if there is judgments there. Tough titty. Last card down. I'll move you all out the way just a bit. Love this new deck. Picked it up in Saratoga visiting my family. It'll be 2 weekends ago. On Saturday I can go maskless. Yay, 2 weeks. Lucy Cavendish, the Blessed Bee cards. Mystical cards. Mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower. The collective pantheons of gods and goddesses. Please breathe. You too. As I call upon the collective pantheons of gods and goddesses of all lineages and traditions, starseed and terrestrial, please, one card, just one card in clarity. What is the blessing you have placed upon this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic soulmate contract in process. They are all in process. It's like chess pieces. You can see that so clearly. It's like all these soulmates are getting lined up, but they've been put through hell individually to help each other heal, not being face to face. And it's just changing the vibe on the planet big time, really anchoring love into the grid, right? Really anchoring heaven on earth, however you want to read that. So please, what is the blessing you have placed upon this soulmate contract for the Leo collective? A blessing of the air. Card number 2. Now I got this for myself when I pulled this spread for myself. That's interesting. Card number 2. A blessing of the air, right? The first, what was you? So yeah, the first one is blessing of earth. The second is air. The third is fire. The fourth is water. Northeast, southwest in the Celtic element system. need the magnifying glass for this first little part, but I'm going to read this as the blessing that it is. Please breathe. Use me, my gods, use me. Confer this blessing through me to them. Card number 1, a blessing of the earth. Oh, this way, the right one. Card number 2, a blessing of the air. A blessing to allow the free-flowing movement of inspiration, fresh ideas, purposeful memories, clear thoughts, and true words this day. Beautiful soul, may you be most blessed this day by the element of air. May your thoughts and words be in harmony with each other, and may they be inspired by trust in your ability to understand deeply, with the gifts of the mind, all that is within you, all that is without you. May your gift of the mind be clear and open, and may worthy ideas blossom and be expressed with ease and grace in words and actions that are in affinity with the highest of your ideals. May there be knowledge that is enriching, information that is trustworthy, words that are true to your world this day. Let memories that arise be ones which support you in your tasks, awaken forgotten dreams, and may the qualities of your thoughts match the boundlessness of the sky. May there be freedom and perspective as you move through this cycle of the sun, and may the winds of change blow from your life whatever is best to liberate yourself from. Let the weightlessness of the air free you from burdens that hold you from your dreams. And may the very air you breathe be pure and enlivening, awakening you to the limitlessness of your life's possibilities. May you feel inspired and refreshed, loved and nurtured with every breath in, and with each breath out. Release from your mind all that is no longer in alignment with who you are becoming. Let your wings grow and strengthen until you take flight. Let scent and song and soaring freedom be yours, for these are the domain of the element of air, and these are the blessings that are all about you this day. Most of all, may you fill yourself with what is good and true and pure, Virgin Archetype, and may your every breath be blessed. Blessed be. Communication's coming in, and it's going to be true communication. Just be careful of the means by which it comes, right? If there is a third party here, you know, something overseen, overheard, just remember the toxicity of that gossip, that if it is betraying confidences here, that's no bueno. That's no good. But it does feel like a piece of information is going to come in, that element of air, that you're going to see all of this very differently. And I think it might start with them, right? That element of air dropping down into their third eye, seeking only truth. Let me just put it together in the prayer for you. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of soulmate contracts, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. May this Leo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract be blessed with all they need, so that as they heal and help each other heal, they awaken the consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust with selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit, particularly in authenticity. As the emotional balance is maintained within and revelation is gained within, that changes the game on the inside, shaking up this contract as new truth is communicated here, and wish fulfillment and that emotional stability of being able to feel the true love at work here, that it be done between the two of them in a very mature, peaceful, loving, home feeling within them both, so that the language of light, the language of love can be spoken, because loving words have the power to change someone's life, including all of this, as they focus on love, looking for the good attributes in each and every person in their lives and being authentic to who they are. They're asked to be real and true pertaining to who they are and how they feel, allowing appreciation, the value of their lives increasing each time they appreciate everything in it, and expanding inner power. They are their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice, so they can dissolve judgments, getting that they don't have to like the actions of others in order to love their journey, even if it's other people external to this contract. Because it's important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time for them to give to themselves, so that balance can be understood here, that love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. That's codependence. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges, so not to make decisions based on guilt or what you think they should do, for it is only in being true to oneself that you can be true to others, particularly in a true love situation here, that this blessing of air may permeate this entire soulmate contract, bringing truth, bringing words of compassion, bringing the language of love to this situation, so that all may heal, so that they may come together in the right time and place according to the divine plan, in peace, in clarity, in inspiration, in revelation, for their healing, for the quantum entanglement of the soulmate contract's healing, and ultimately through the unity consciousness of all that is, for the healing of all of life on planet Earth and beyond, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as I will it, so let it be done. So motivate, and so it is. Hey guys, soulmate contracts ain't easy. Better than twin flames. So every twin flame you've ever been through has prepared you for your soulmate contracts. It's just how it works, and your soulmate contracts are the ones that help you heal from them twin flames, right? Yeah, go watch the preface if you hadn't. Go check out those other videos, right? So that you can really get, this is a tricky contract, but it's meant to be, because true love does conquer all, including our worst fears and wounds. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. You want to book me? Book me. My deets are in the description. DM me. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We can Zoom it. We can video call it. We can Skype it. And by all means, do check out my book, Words of Grace. I think you'll find some things very pertinent to this reading in there, because I wrote that during a dark night of the soul. Saved my life writing this book, and maybe it will save you some time as well. My phone agrees. You the very best and the very blessed in your happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic, sexual, did I say sexual choice? Of course I did. Romantic soulmate contract here. Give it your best, and may you be blessed. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.